Hi everyone, this is Balázs from RacingBrick. If you follow my channel regularly, you probably know what LEGO sets I like. If you are new here, I'm sure it's not hard to guess when you see the wall behind me. I like vehicles, I like Technic sets, and I like complex functional builds. And before you ask again, yes, the review of the Leap Hair set is coming, it is here. No, I can't tell you exactly when can you see my review, but it will happen before the set is released. And luckily, I have a backup lens to use in place of the broken one, so no worries. So, despite all the Technic sets and cars around here, what if I told you that my favorite 2023 LEGO release is a Disney set?
What?
Disney is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year and LEGO is joining in the celebration with many special releases. The famous Disney Castle was reissued, you could already see that on the channel. There were a bunch of LEGO minifigures, there is the Up House, oh I still have to get that one, and a few other sets. Most of these are related to specific Disney stories, but here's a set dedicated to the company's most important real person. This is the 43230 Walt Disney Tribute Camera. I really love the look, there is so much detail on the front of the box. On the back we see another look at the camera itself, the dimensions and a few hints at the features. I don't want to give anything away, let's open the box. The set has 811 pieces. It will be available from the 1st of September and the official price is €100 or dollars. In some regions you can already pre-order it. You can find the product link in the top right corner and in the description. We get 6 numbered bags, a cardboard box and an envelope. I will keep the box closed until it's needed, so it's a surprise. The envelope is glued and not taped according to the latest trend. There is no sticker sheet, which I'm sure some of you will be happy about. Here are the instructions. At the beginning we get a little introduction about Walt Disney Studios, the features of the set itself, a very cool double page with the LEGO version of important Disney movies, then a few words from the model and graphic designers, and then we can see how our camera is built in the 6 phases. Here is the part list if you are interested. Now let's start building. We get a minifigure at each stage and the first is Walt Disney himself. I will show the details of the figures at the end. Construction begins with the clapperboard, which will serve as the base right now, it's very clever. We start building the multiplane camera, for which we have some nice printed window elements. We build a frame with brackets and tiles, then it's time to add the second layer, and here is the third one. More brackets and pieces are added in different directions, then the control wheels, and here is a very cool little brick-built camera that goes on top. This metallic silver 2x2 tile represents the mirror on top, as you can see in this photo of the real thing. Mounting it to the clapperboard is also tricky. These round modified tiles connect to the hollow studs at the bottom of the camera. In phase 2, we start building the tripod with some studied Technic pieces. I really like the construction as Technic elements play an important role. This is what the sturdy middle part looks like. Proper alignment of this hexagonal piece is important to make sure that the 2 cross-axle holes in the center have the same orientation so that we can insert this assembly here. These green half pins with studs didn't appear in many sets yet, but I can see how they could be useful. They add stability to this large sprocket wheel. There are more pins and gears, and then comes the studless Technic phase with this cool angled assembly that connects to our base. Dressed up the sides a bit and added the handlebar, that's the end of phase 2. Time to build the legs. Here's the core with the brackets for some snot action. We cover the sides, add some nice details, and we have one leg completed. Now we have 3 legs that we can attach to the core with the 2 red cross axles. Here are the cross braces for the bottom that will be connected with additional pins and half beams, and this is what our build looks like at the end of phase 3. Now it's time to build the camera itself, and we are getting a lot more system parts. I'm sure Tiago will have more fun in the second half of the building process. This is how the angled base of the table is constructed, and with many more details added here and there, we see how this tiny room is created inside the camera housing. I really like the idea. Brackets and pinholes everywhere. Surely some people will wonder why we use a 1x1 brick with a hole here, when the hole is completely hidden and unused. The answer is simple. Since there are no standard black 1x1 bricks used in the set, it's more optimal from a production and logistical point of view to use parts that are already in the set for other purposes. Such a cool complex 3D assembly. And even better, this isn't an elephant here, we are building something cool. I will show you how it works in a minute. I will add more walls, then comes the door and I'm cheating a little bit here. I will add this handlebar before the roof just to show you what the ratchet mechanism does. Well, it makes the classic camera noise, how cool is that? Now we can add the roof. We also added the mounting points and now we can connect the camera to the tripod. Bag 5 begins with the lenses. We have this interesting setup with the inverted transparent piece that connects to the tile with the hole, and then it's inverted again with the light gray modified tile. A similar setup goes into this larger barrel, then again a different attachment method with this piece here and the dish with the hollow stud. Now it's time to attach it to the camera. The orientation doesn't matter because the whole thing turns as it should. We add 2 rails, then build the mat box, which starts simple but still has some nice offset building techniques and ends up looking great. It slides on the rails and it is secured in place with these half bushes. The next assembly we build is the viewfinder. It also has some optical elements and a tricky way to keep that cone piece in place. This is our build at the end of phase 5. And here is the moment we've been waiting for. I can open the mysterious box and it's a super cool unique film reel made exclusively for this set. It is made of thick transparent plastic, looks really great and features dozens of famous Disney movie characters and scenes in Lego form of course. We need to rotate the viewfinder to attach this end to the toe balls, and the other end should be attached to the cross braces, but apparently I wasn't paying attention to the alignment, so let me quickly correct that. It's much better now. The last part I need to build is the camera magazine that holds the film. It has smooth tiles on one side and a cool way to attach the big round pieces on the other side without stud connections. But this is a little more than a simple magazine. No, it's not a spaceship. Using this funky tile, which I believe is new in white, we built a number, and here's a cool 100 sign to make our Walt Disney Tribute Camera complete. So, here is the end result and I think it looks amazing. Great detail all around, and the clapperboard acting as a stand for the multiplane camera and the minifigures look great too. Speaking of minifigures, there are 5 of them in the set. Here's Walt again in a nice suit, he's got a pen and a classic Mickey drawing. The minifig has 2 expressions to choose from. He has his place in the camera, we can put the drawing on the table and have him sitting there, very cool. Then here is Bambi and Dumbo, both are brand new, love the details and the prints, they are super pretty. Dumbo has quite an interesting internal structure and there is a small hole on the trunk so some small accessories can be added. And here we have Mickey and Minnie. They may look similar to the minifigures in the Steamboat Willie set, but I think there are a few small differences. Minnie's head print has definitely been changed. Now let's take another look at the multiplane camera because I think it's really worth it. I'm trying to show you the perspective of the camera and how the different layers are visible. This is an actual scene from a 1937 animated short, The Old Mill. Unfortunately, the planes cannot be moved in the Lego version, but there is a short animation on Wikipedia that shows how the parallax effect works by moving the different layers at various speeds. Some people complained about the main camera when the set was unveiled, since the Disney animated movies were obviously not shot with one of these, but we also have the real camera in the set for that purpose. But there were also many classic non-animated Disney films, such as Mary Poppins, that could have been shot with cameras similar to the big one. The shape of this classic cinema camera is way more recognizable than the multiplane camera, so I can totally understand why it was chosen as the main model. Additionally, there's a nice effect with the 100 numbers, but if you prefer a standard look, this part can be easily removed. I already showed you most of the features when I built it, but let's go over them again. Walt's hidden room can be accessed by rotating the viewfinder and then opening the side of the camera. The sound effect with the crank and the ratchet is still super cool, I love it. The mat box can be moved back and forth, we can rotate the lens array to select one of them. There are a lot of extra little details all around the build that look really nice. The big disadvantage of the camera and the tripod is the lack of motion, the position is fixed, there is no way to rotate and tilt the camera like on a normal tripod. I can definitely understand this decision because stability is not the best even with a fixed position of the camera. It could have been much worse if moving parts were added. The tripod itself is quite stable by the way, and there are only a few parts here and there that could have been fixed better. So that's all we get for €100 or dollars. With 811 parts, the price per piece ratio is average, there are sets with more and less pieces for the same price. But I think this time there is really not much to complain about. The set includes brand new exclusive minifigures, there's the special film reel, we get a great building experience with many interesting solutions and a very nice display piece at the end. I wasn't expecting much from this set, but honestly, this is the biggest surprise of the year for me and easily the best LEGO release of 2023 so far. Please let me know your thoughts folks in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe with notifications as more exciting LEGO videos are coming soon. See you next time, bye bye.